physically painful, because that is a different type of runanabanda. I don't want to go into the detailed mechanics of what it is, but if you are over 42 years of age and you are a woman and you lost a parent, this is why in this culture, women are not required to do karmas. Karma is done for the dead, not so much for you. But if you're below 21 years of age, it's very, very important you do it because it's both for the dead and for you. It's very important for you because the person who died, whatever happens, happens. But your life can be in a constant turmoil because there is a physical memory which torments you at a different level. Even if you're mentally stable, emotionally very balanced, still there is a certain torment going within you. A child below 7.5 years of age doesn't have much runanabanda. The mother and father may have enormous runanabanda, but on the other side, there is not much runanabanda. This is not just for psychological reasons. A child below 7.5 years of age doesn't suffer much, doesn't go through the turmoil physically. May suffer because of not being taken care of and those kind of situations if they are there. So, anyway, how to perform karmas and kriyas for dead if you are not able to physically do something? The simple thing is to go into a 3-day period of sadhana. Here at the yoga center, well, because people are from various backgrounds and various geographical locations, not all of them are they able to go back when their parents die. So when that happens, they will go into 3 days of silence and sadhana to come out completely fresh. Because internally you can do this, beyond a certain age, it is largely for the dead that we are doing it. But there is an element of that, it's not totally gone. Our bodies are never 100% free from the genetic process that we have received from our parentage. There is a way to be above that, but we are not absolutely free. Physical body functions in a certain way. So, just 3 days of withdrawal and a certain type of sadhana, if you don't know anything else, simply just do the maha mantra, amnam and shivaya intensely for 3 days as much as you can. A minimum of 4.5 hours a day if you do this, you don't have to really bother about that because it's also nice to withdraw, it's a sensitive time, but now deaths and funerals and what happens post-death is all become a social nonsense, that you have to have people at home, you have to serve them drink, you have to serve them food. This… in the Western countries it's become a big thing, even in India, certain kind of thing is building up. It's best that you just withdraw from society and nonsense and spend some private time. When somebody significant in your life passes away, it's important that you withdraw and do something with yourself rather than simply trying to run the social thing like a distraction. This social thing is, people's way of handling their grief is, let's go to the movie, let's read a book, let's watch the television. Don't look for distractions. When there are troubles within us, we must address it head on. Don't look for distractions. Distraction is not a solution. Just one.
This question is from Ramesh. Namaskaram Sadhguru. After inner engineering around 3 years ago, anger has almost disappeared from my life. Other day, I heard you mention that Sadhguru Sri Brahma was so intense that he was always angry. Since that day, I have this question in my mind, am I not intense enough? And are there other people who lose their temper? Are they more intense than me?
During the lockdown period, we are talking after the lockdown, okay? During the lockdown period, it so happened, Shankaran Pillai's wife had gone to her mother's parents' place and she got stuck there and he was stuck in their home. So she called at the end of 2 months and, all these days there were concerns about you whether going to live or die, so it was all about that. But now when she called because she's about to come back, "How's the house? Have you kept it well?" Shankaran Pillai looked around and said, well, all the house plants are dead. But don't worry, it looks like some are growing in the refrigerator. So, my anger went away and it's nice, but Sadhguru Sri Brahma was angry. Well, his anger was a way of beating himself up because he was on a single-point mission in his life. When somebody has a single-point agenda to their life, well, you look at him, pictures here probably, Veerappan will look cute like that. Hope… these days I don't know who is doing this. Definitely I don't think it's from the foundation, but somebody has access to these things and they're putting out all my pictures before Dhyanalinga consecration, where when you have a single-point agenda to your life, you become in a certain way. And people who have single-point agenda, the yogis do these kind of things. They take a bite from a scorpion because they don't want to forget their goal and sleep. One scorpion sting, it'll keep you next 24 hours, bang, the nerves will jangle. Or they will cut their finger and put a lemon on it, it'll pulsate. Have you ever tried it? It'll be going bang like that, like Shruti box, pain. So you're never going to sleep, you're never going to forget what your goal is. So similarly, you can do similar things psychologically. You put a pin into your head, so that all the time it's hurting, so that you don't turn here and there. So when people have single-point agenda, different people handle it differently, some people handle it like that. He was not angry with anything, he was simply angry. Simply just like that, which is difficult for you to do. You need a reason to be angry. Somebody should do something that you don't like, only then you're angry. You're not simply angry. And above all, anger is something that costs so much energy. Most human beings cannot be angry intensely for more than 2 minutes. They will dissipate. Intense level, they may maintain rancor, they may maintain resentment. See, whenever you've been angry, just see it's just few seconds or maybe a minute. After that, you only maintain resentment. Resentment is sim, anger in sim. It's like a slow poison. Anger is full poison. To stay that way all the time without getting killed is not easy. So this is a certain kind of sadhana. This is coming from a culture which was bred because of an extraordinary situation. Because Adiyogi himself, when he came to Velangiri Hills, he was angry with himself. Because he failed. He's not somebody who likes to fail. He's not used to failure. So when he failed, he was just angry. It took him 3.5 months to cool down a bit. Because of that, he left certain kind of energies and he bred a certain type of yogis who took to the same thing because their sidekicks, whatever Shiva does, do the same thing. Well, like a lot of people, because they saw Shiva ash-smeared, they're also head to toe ash-smeared. Because he looked intoxicated and they couldn't get it, so they started smoking. They're just cute. They are so enamored by him, they want to be like him some way. They carry the trishul, all these things. It's a certain culture which has been bred like this. So, Sadhguru Sri Brahma came from that kind of space, and above all, failure. He did not want his life to deviate for a moment, so he put a pin in his head. So that when there is pain, you can't think of anything else. You can experiment and see. Take just an office pin and stick it. You will see you can't think of anything else. Your whole attention will be right here where you stuck it. So he stuck a pin in his head so that the pain will keep him on it all the time, the pain of failure. Otherwise, when you eat a good meal, you may forget your failure. Life works out well around you, it's a beautiful evening, you'll forget your purpose. So he doesn't want to fail this time, so he put a pin in his head. So he was like that. You know, when somebody's in pain, they very easily get angry also. You're in pain, if anybody touches you, oh! So, even if anybody passed by, because conscious pain created so that no looking here or there, just this. You don't take that as an example, well, I'm here. I can also yell at you if you want, if that's what you like. The important thing is that it's conscious, it's not compulsive. So if you have come out of it and you're missing it, you may get it? Yes? This is the thing about consciousness. I've seen this happening to people around me sometimes. We initiate them into something big energy. In 3 days' time, they will ruin themselves because they have funny ideas, what they can do with it. The moment they feel little like this, they think, we can heal this guy, we can do that, we can manipulate this, that. In 3 days' time, they are totally messed up. Unfortunately, I've seen a few incidents like that, but I must tell you another one, a classic one. Well, there was a girl who had a very serious asthmatic condition. That kind where every 2 weeks she's in hospital for 2 to 3 days, just simply not able to breathe. Probably most healthy people won't understand what is asthma. Right now, I hear this virus is giving that experience. It's like drowning. Your breath is going away, but it doesn't go away. It's like through the night, it'll rake the body. Today there are all kinds of cortisones and steroids and things, so people are finding relief. Otherwise, if you had seen asthmatic patients 30, 40 years ago, oh my God, I have seen some extreme ones. It'll just go on for hours. Literally, they beg, they want to die, but there's no relief. Today, the moment this happens, they will take steroids and stuff, it just quietens down. You don't see people suffering like that anymore. They can easily fix it, there's enough medication. So, extreme case of asthma. Then I saw this girl spiritually fired up, but body not supporting. Then I stepped out of my line and did something with her. Asthma went away. About 1.5 years later, she's sharing in a program, and she says, I was an asthmatic like this from my childhood and I suffered so much, but now it's gone, last 1.5 years, it's wonderful. And then she says, I'm almost missing it. I was sitting there, I said, what? You missing it? In terms of human consciousness, it's very important that you keep the steering wheel straight. Once you have a vehicle which is powered up, big time, if you look here, you'll go and crash there. If you look there, you'll go and crash there. It's better you be a stationary vehicle as more. Bhuteshwaraya Kaleshwaraya Shiva Shiva Sarveshwaraya Shambho Shambho Mahadevaya. Cut off already? That means another 2 weeks or 3